The way that I experienced my life was that I felt like I was in the middle of the ocean on a tiny raft by myself. And I can't tell you the terror and the abandonment that I felt, even though I was with others. There was a lot of domestic violence throughout my childhood until I left home at 14. It included, from 4 years old and on, childhood sexual abuse from 3 different men in my life. I looked at Indigenous people like they were perverts, sexual predators, alcoholics. It was about the denial of who I was. And even my makeup, I would wear white. It was a part of me that I wanted to hide, discard, get rid of.
We grew up in poverty. We were food insecure. Many times we were not really sure if we were going to have food, or winters where we didn't have heat. I was ashamed of being Indigenous. I was even embarrassed to have my mom pick me up from school. Some kids also notice that you're wearing the same clothes, or that you don't have a lot of the things that the other ones have. It's easy also for adults to notice that, especially predators. Anybody who is trying to fix all your problems for you. So you're homeless, I got some money you can borrow. Oh, you don't have clothes, let's go.
One of the things that was done at an early age for me with the 3 men was that they would give me candy, or they would take me for rides. And how I felt vulnerable to that was because my mother never talked to me. Then I'm in the car far away somewhere and not understanding the price I was going to have to pay for that exchange.
I had a best friend. She let me know that she met somebody online. When I met up with him, he was much older than what he told me he was, because I was 13. He ended up bringing me to a parking lot. I could sense something bad was going to happen, and then he just did what he did to me and handed me, I think it was $300. Our lights were turned off at home, so I did it.
I left at 14. Till I was 27, I was on my own journey with alcoholism. Then I was told I was going to die, and I really, truly knew that. I just had to put such a shell around me to prevent that from allowing that to fill me with such deep grief.
My tipping point was when I was a bit older and I had kids. I had a bad date, I guess you call it. And it just made me realize that if I continue on this path, that one day I might not be coming home to my kids.
When you know you're going to die, what comes to mind is some kind of reaching out for a belief in who I call Creator. The gift of my desperation was the grace of that partnership, which led me then to my culture. I stopped crying at a very young age, probably 4. I didn't cry anymore. I didn't make noise. My healing journey has transformed into being able to let the tears come, even though they cloud my vision and my eyes. What they're taking from me is so much. They're taking all the memories that hurt me. I honor my tears.
One of the teachings I received from Vera Martin, who always talked to us about the fact that when a person is abused, their spirit jumps out. A big, big part of the healing is to retrieve that spirit back into your body so that you can feel alive. Our anti-human trafficking team supports survivors and those at risk by really taking a three-prong approach of prevention, intervention, and of healing. It's helping them develop coping strategies, develop life plans, develop goals, so where they want to go, what is their vision moving forward. When people are in connection with culture, they're much more solid and much more able to deal with everyday life. And when you're disconnected from yourself, you're just constantly reacting and looking for ways to exist, just to live.
What it means to be a whole person is just being able to look at the 4 parts of self within the medicine wheel: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual aspects of self. And then inside of that is a community.
When I got to Native Child and going into the programs, I just finally felt like I wasn't being judged, because so many times people will tell you that you're just a dirty prostitute or you don't mean nothing. But then when I came to Native Child, I was being looked at as a survivor and someone who did what I had to do.
It's been a journey of being able to take those belief systems that God created from distrust, such as who I am doesn't matter, my efforts don't matter, I'm all alone. It was very powerful to start that process, to be able to take that and transform that. And I started to hear women share. I could see myself. I could hear myself.
In the peer program, we did a lot of self-care activities. One of my favorites was doing some grounding work. It made me want to continue on my path of learning more.
Everything was culturally based. That really made an impact for me. Building that safety and trust with the body and, again, the mind, spirit, they were instrumental for me starting school.
When my daughters are asked what they are, I want them to proudly say that they're Indigenous. I want them to connect with their culture and embrace it. I want to be the person who I needed when I was younger and growing up.
Women were there for me, people were there for me, resources were there for me, and they reached for me, and I took a hold, and it's my part to continue. Everything I have ever lived through has utmost value. There is purpose in my pain.